feeling undefeated. Queens of the ring like Christine is. If you get in the ring with Christine, you might catch a beating. Just tune in, you gon' have to see it. Stand up if you with us, if not, they be seated. You seen them in every arena. Eddie and Nika, who really got something to fight for. Everybody saying they're the GOAT, who the one that slayed the Chupacabra. Your favorite girls.
Good evening and welcome to Women Crushing It Wednesdays. I got my girls here with me, Nika and Crystal. How are my girls doing tonight?
Doing good. I'm frozen on my laptop though. Man, my laptop is not picking up the. Yeah, but am I frozen on your screen though?
I see. Is she frozen, Crystal, to you?
No, she's not frozen, but it'd be slow or something.
Yeah, it's just lagging behind a little bit.
It's lagging a lot for me over here.
I think it's lagging more for you.
Yeah. Let me try to log out.
You're like.
Yeah, I'm gonna log out and log back in.
Okay, sounds good. So while you do that, I'm gonna do a shout out to our sponsors, Hispanics Causing Panic, every Monday, and also Kush with a C. He does our intro, our great music. He's gonna have to redo it, and that Crystal, but we're gonna get to that. It's gonna be awesome. Crystal, we have so much to talk about. There is X, formerly known as Twitter, has been going crazy.
So they changed the name to X?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
It is X now.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. So I still have to get used to that. Instead of tweeting, I guess we're Xing.
I have a hard time with the Twitter, because I never know if I'm tweeting on the Twitter on the tweeting. I never knew. But yeah, so now it's just X.
Yeah, now it's X. So now it's X.
Okay.
So we have to get used to that.
Okay.
It's okay, whatever. But X has been crazy this week. There's been so much back and forth. Have you seen it?
Yeah, on several different fighters, right? There's two in particular that really get the attention this week.
Oh, absolutely. So who have you seen?
I see a lot of Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. Then, if I have to go to the next level, I see a lot of Canelo and Crawford.
Oh, yeah. And people are still questioning Crawford after everything. That's the thing that gets me.
Yeah. They will forever now.
Yeah, absolutely. They will. He has done everything that he needed to do, and people still question him. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But whatever. But yeah, so I think it was Rick Merrigan that was saying, you know what, y'all are professionals. Whenever he was talking about Shakur and he was talking about Haney, he's like, why are y'all acting like this on social media? Like, y'all are the future. Y'all are what we're going to be looking forward to. Like, why are y'all doing this? Did you agree with him, or do you think, yeah, we need the hype?
Well, you know, part of me wants to say both of them are professionals. If you see them person to person, in person, both of them are very nice lads. I don't see either one of them acting a fool on a regular basis. I know some people would disagree with me on that. However, both of them are very good with the fans. And I want to say that perhaps they're sitting at home laughing at all of the catastrophe that has been caused, right? I do want them to be professional, but we have to remember they are young. They are young. So they will do dumb things. They will do young things, right? For a lack of maturity, perhaps, or whatever. But if we look at the boxing careers, they are both professionals. So I do expect them to handle themselves in a professional manner. But look at the older generation of the boxers. They're doing the same beef, right? So we have Charlo, we have Bud, they all do their little things, but they could probably stop anytime, I would think, before I get any deeper, because when they start disrespecting the mother, the father, this is uncalled for.
But it hasn't been off limits. Like in the past, if we look at past champions or past big duels, big bouts, they've always done that. I mean, even Derek James said, you know what, Bud, your mom's not gonna be tap dancing that night. She's gonna be dancing that night. I think that it's been going on, and I don't really understand why people are so shocked about it, because there's worse things, that have happened.
But it's on social media now. There was a time it was only in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, hello there.
What up with it, Christine? How you doing?
Brewer, how are you?
I'm all right, man. I'm doing good.
Good. You feeling better?
Yeah, I was down bad for a week.
For a week?
Yeah, so
week.
For those that
was
didn't
so
know,
sick.
he was supposed to come on last week, but he wasn't feeling good. So he's here with us this week, and I'm so glad that you're doing well.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, so was it COVID, or can we ask?
I don't know what it was, but I just know I just stayed in the house until I got better.
Okay, that's good. That's a good thing to do. So for those that don't know who you are, please introduce yourself and tell us who you are, and then we're gonna talk about what we know.
My name is Prentice Brewer, better known as Coach PJ. I'm Tiger Johnson's coach, Dante Benjamin's assistant coach, and Terrell Boucher's assistant coach as well, and I'm an ex-professional fighter.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your professional career, because people didn't realize you were really in the game deep. Tell us about that.
I did a little bit. I was one of the top amateurs. For the short time I was amateur, I was only amateur for 6 years. I turned pro soon when I turned 18. I started when I was 12. But
That's impressive.
I was one of the better amateurs in the country at the time. And then I turned pro. I went 21-4. Then I retired, and now I'm a coach now.
And that brings me to my next question. Why coaching? Like, after being in the game and going through everything you went through, why coaching?
Even when I was competing, like, I was always the type, like, when I get done sparring, I'm teaching you what you was doing wrong or how I was catching you with certain shots. So I always loved to teach. I always loved to show people, you know what I'm saying, what I knew. So it always knew it was gonna happen. I wasn't sure when. I didn't think it would be so young at 35, but I always knew one day I'd be a trainer.
And that is young, 35. And so for people that don't know who Tiger Johnson is, he was an Olympian and a top prospect. He still is. And how did that happen? Like, I know that, as soon as he came out of the Olympics and he went pro, there were some decisions to be made. So how did that happen? How did you land that to be his main coach?
So, we from the same city.
Same area.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, we from the same city. So his first coach, peace be upon him, Clint Martin, was his coach, and that was actually my trainer's coach. So when he started, I think Tiger was about 7. Like, I was one of the boxers that, that he looked up to. So then his trainer ended up losing a gym. So then they started training with my trainer, my childhood trainer. I was in California at the time, So they started training over at my trainer's gym. And then before he passed away, he told Tiger's dad, if something happened to me, make sure he trained with Safo. So then he stayed with my trainer, which is now I'm the head coach and my childhood trainer is the assistant coach. But
really?
He just told me, So he just told me when he was like, when I turned pro, he told me at the last chance qualifiers, because I was out there with him. He was like, man, when I turn pro, I want you to move back to Cleveland and be a part of my pro career. So he ended up about to go to he made the Olympic team, and my mother getting older at the same time. So it was about that time to come home anyway. So he turned pro, and then at first I was the assistant coach, but he liked the, it's every sport kind of evolves a little bit. So he just liked my more modern thought process of the fight game more. He felt like it fit better, so then he just made the switch.
How does that feel, switching roles, though? Like, did you feel some kind of way in the beginning, or was it just like an easy transition?
I mean, it was kind of like, I can't really explain it. It was like, damn. But at the end of the day, we still are one team. You know what I'm saying? We all the same team. We all in the same car. Whether it don't matter who driving, we all in the same car going to the same place.
That's
So
true. With the
we just
same
go,
goal.
yeah, with the same goal. So it is what it is at this point.
Absolutely. So Crystal and I have we're planning on going to Corpus Christi, Texas.
Nice.
So tell us about what's going on with that.
Yeah, he fights September 15th. This is gonna be his 10th fight. He got a good opponent every fight. They stepping him up. So we've been training hard. We gonna finish up. We actually leave Sunday. We gonna finish camp in California the last 2 weeks. Get a couple more good sparring sessions, some different looks, and then we gonna be ready. He ready, but we gonna be on point come fight night.
Crystal, what do you have for Coach PJ?
Tell us a little more about your professional career. What made you choose to retire, or what? How did it go?
I went 21-4. I turned pro when I was 18. I never really had a big promoter, so it was a struggle. But I went 21-4 out the mud, and that's hard. It was a hard career, low key. You know what I'm saying? 21-4 out the mud, no promoter. So it was, it was a struggle, and I ain't really make the money I felt like that I should have. But I also I wasn't focused like I should have been at the end of the day. So it is what it is. But I feel like I don't really regret nothing because I feel like I turned pro too early. Because when I turned pro, the OTC was calling my house telling me to wait. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I didn't have a OG to say just relax, be patient, and get greater later. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the things with Tiger. When he was 17, he was like, man, when I turned on my birthday, I think I'm gonna turn pro. I was able to tell him through my experience, like, don't do it. I told him, like, you special. You're gonna go to the Olympics. Just wait. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like everything God put me through with my career, good contracts, bad contracts. I took good fights, bad fights. I feel like everything I did and just learning the business over my career, that God put me through that so I could be a better trainer.
Absolutely.
The mentorship is so important.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So do you think that a lot of these young guys today, they like see dollar signs? Everybody's looking at like the Mayweathers, and I mean, I think Mayweather's the main one still, even though he hasn't been in the game for a minute. They're seeing big bucks, big dollars, and they think it's so easy just to make it there. Do you think that that's the problem?
Yeah, they feel like it's just going, okay, I'm gonna get signed and then it's gonna be easy, but they don't understand the sacrifice and the dedication that it takes. Like, just because you might be signed at top rank or Al Heyman, like the mission is not done. Like, you got to go harder. Some people get comfortable, especially when they get to winning, they get comfortable. You got to just stay locked in, and you got to, every step of the way, you got to challenge yourself and just go harder and harder in the gym. You got to be disciplined outside the gym. So it's not hard at all. So I feel like a lot of these fighters take it for granted more than anything. Because there's a lot of people who get chances and opportunities, but they do something dumb like come in overweight or something, or not be ready when the time comes. So I feel like they don't appreciate it as much as they should. But a lot of them do, and the ones that do always turn out to be the ones that end up being special in the sport.
So 5900 said politics too. So how important is it, just tell the people out there that don't know about the business, is it to have a promoter or a manager or one or the other? Like, how important is that? Because like you said, you were out of the mud. Like you did what you did out of the mud. It was a struggle. Maybe if you would have had, a promoter, I don't know if you did or not, or a different manager, I don't know. What's the difference?
When you, at the end of the day, a lot of boxing it's about it's about what you know, but it's also about who you know. So to land them big promoters, them big managers that been in the game for a long time, they got a lot of pull, they got a lot of connections. You know what I'm saying? They could get favors. and everything else. So it's important. Like a lot of people turn pro early before they even land a big manager because they think, okay, like me, I was like, I'm about to just turn pro. Oh, it's gonna be easy. No, when I turned pro, my first fight, I got $800. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Compared to
Yeah.
if you get signed to a big promoter, you're gonna get a couple grand your first fight.
Yep. That's
So
very true.
it's super important, man. One thing I would tell the kids is be patient. Be patient. Don't rush. But we got social media now, so they always looking at, oh, he turned pro at 18, he did this, he did that, but their circumstances might not be your circumstances.
Right.
That's true.
And Tiger right now is signed with whom?
Dave McWaters as a manager, that's split team,
Split team, right?
and top rank for the promotion.
And
Yeah.
they do a great job with the matchmaking over there at Top Rank.
Brad, man, he the GOAT.
Yeah. Brad is the GOAT. He is. He really is.
Yeah, Brad is the
Really
GOAT.
is. And that's the thing too. It's like I think that a lot of parents and coaches and boxers that are up and coming that have not had the experience, they don't know the right questions to ask. Like you said, it's not what you know, it's who you know. You can see some of the best talent out there in some of these club gyms. Maybe they can't afford to go to nationals. They can't afford to go that path to go through the USA program, and they don't know the right questions to ask. What would you say they need to do? Like what is the first thing they need to look into, or who do they need to talk to?
I mean, so if they on the level where they the nicest around, every city got somebody that's been there before. You know what I'm saying? So just it's okay to ask questions and pick brains. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm 35 years old. I've been in this boxing game since I was 12, but I ask questions. I get game from everybody. You know what I'm saying? So just keep learning. Just try your best to keep learning about the business.
And I think a lot of times, like in my experience, it's like the old school mentality, like I know everything, or I don't need to ask anybody anything, or there's also those egos, and I think that is one of the things that also blocks boxers from moving on. I mean, I have literally seen, and I'm sure you have too, I've literally seen where coaches don't want to put their boxer somewhere or let someone else like work with them or whatever because of the pride and the ego, and then the athlete doesn't go anywhere. Have you seen that in your experience?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. It's an ego thing, because a lot of old turners feel like I know everything, I know it all. So by that attitude alone, they stop letting themselves grow. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like, you know what, let me go to this camp with them and see if I can learn something. You know what I'm saying? They let themselves grow. Like, one thing about me, I'm always gonna be a student of the game. Because every sport evolves. You know what I'm saying? These kids now fighting at 10 years old, skill wise, is better than some world champions back in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? Skill wise, because every sport evolves, like basketball, football. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could drop a C-level fighter off right now back into the 60s or the 50s, and he's going to dominate, probably go undefeated. You know what I'm saying? So every sport evolves. So I feel like as a trainer, it's your job to keep up what's going on, learn and grow. Just how your fighter growing, you gotta grow as a trainer as well.
I agree. I'm like you said, I'm still a student of the game. I learn every day. Like, I will continue to learn. The day I think I know everything, I need to go ahead and bury myself. Like, seriously, because there's so much.
Yeah, it's so much.
There is.
And
Boxing. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I'm about to say, and another thing, like, of course, it's a right way and a wrong way to throw a punch, but it's a lot of different moves and tricks that just actually go off another trainer's perspective of the game.
And everybody's different. Every boxer is
Yeah.
different. People don't realize you cannot train the same method with every single person.
Yeah, you got to know your personnel for sure. You got to know who
Absolutely.
you training. You got to know
Absolutely.
they strong points, they weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? So that's a fact.
Absolutely. Definitely. Boxing, pound for pound, Jacks. He asked me a question, but I want to ask y'all too. Christine, thoughts on 44-year-old Pacquiao representing the Philippines in the Olympics in Paris 2024? Okay, I'm just gonna say really quickly, from what I know, at 40 is the cutoff, and I'll just say that. Crystal, what are your thoughts on that?
At 44, we are now a master. We're no longer eligible for the Olympics. As far as I'm concerned, that's what
You're
I
right.
know.
Yes, absolutely. And let's say he was 40. What would you say about him trying to get in there? Or he wouldn't be 40 until 2024, and he was still eligible. What would your thoughts be?
Leave the Olympics alone. Go for your ambition.
What's the point? Like,
Yeah.
it's why? You know what I'm
He
saying?
wants to
Like
give the country a gold medal. That's what he wants.
I
Yeah.
mean, like
Train someone else.
yeah, like at that you missed the boat, bro. You know what
Build
I'm saying?
somebody
Like,
up.
yeah. It's like, what's the point? Like, you already you are great. Like, what
Yeah.
more do you want? You just doing too much.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that one of the problems that we have with like he and Roy Jones and De La Hoya that fought later when they were past their prime, and it's like they have all these yes men around them that aren't saying, you know what, you've done what you had to do. Let's just sit back, build somebody else.
But one thing you know, as a fighter, when a fighter got their mind made up, they got their mind made up. It ain't really too much.
I know.
Nobody can.
We're seeing it today with people coming
Yeah,
back. We are.
yeah. You know, when they got it. Like, I think about coming back every day. I'm not though, but it's just that,
Yeah.
like, boxing give you a feeling that, for
It's a
me,
mentality.
it's a feeling that, like, I can't even describe with words. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just the everything about it, just the calmness right before a fight, right before, like, at first it'd be loud in the back, then it start to die down. You get to stretching out. Now it's quiet. You on the mitts,
Yeah.
and then your music drop, that walkout. Like, it's
it feels
addictive.
good.
Yeah, like it's like, I miss it so much, but I feel like I'm better off passing this game on than I am keep trying to hang around.
Right.
Well, and I think that I'm sure that you probably look at other boxers and you're like, oh my God, like I could have beat him. Like I could have done this, I would have done that, and I would have been there. You know, I've talked to many guys that have said that.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you would look like, how? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, who did he know to get there? But at the end of the day, you got to know, like, when you done. Like, don't be selfish. Pass the game on, and because at the end of the day, if
go
you
out.
yeah, like at the end of the day, like, for me, as long as I keep sharing this game and impacting others, I feel like my like, I'm always gonna be around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even when I die, I'm still gonna be around, because it's gonna be products of
Absolutely.
me walking around.
The torch will be passed and passed and passed.
And passed. Yes.
Mike Romero says, "What's the difference between PAC and the USA NBA Dean Team?" I don't know. I don't know anything about the NBA Dean Team. Do y'all?
Oh, I think that was LeBron, Kobe. I mean, it's
that's different. That's a different animal. They're not taking punishment.
Yeah, this is boxing. Like, he about to be in there whooping on kids.
Yeah, exactly. Like, some of my kids right now, they're 19 years old. They're 20 years old. You know, they're just starting. Like, give them the opportunity to do what they need to do. Like, it's
like,
time to fly the torch.
You won world titles already, and millions of dollars. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Let them. You owe a lot of money, but you don't get money. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of money, right? But you're not looking at million in the Olympic as a 44-year-old.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So if he wants to win an Olympic medal now, it's justified? No, it's not justified. I don't think so. I think, you know what? I mean, just like Coach PJ and like I'm trying to do, and other coaches around, I mean, we want to get people from the bottom and like bring them up, like raise them up and let them live their dreams. You know, it's time. Like you have to know when it's time, and you have to have people around you that'll say, you know what, they're not going to be
Sit down
the
somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
sit down.
Like,
Sit down.
yeah,
You want to be in the
you
game,
know,
you can. Pass on your knowledge, do what you do, and let somebody else make it. And let somebody else's dreams come true. We're
Right.
just
yeah,
in the
for sure.
way, especially if you know you're older and you don't have it anymore, but you're taking up a spot that some young person could have. But you take
Yeah,
their
for
dreams
sure.
away. I don't like
Yeah.
it
Yeah, it makes no sense. Like it don't make sense on any level.
at all. 5900, yes, there is an age limit. It's 40. We have a girl right now in Australia, Kay, that is trying to fight to get it past 40 because she's 40 or gonna be 40, and she's talented, and she wants to continue on. So right now it's 40. So yeah, there is an age limit. So I don't know why the IBA agreed to allow professionals to box Olympics. Okay, so this is what it is. So every other country except for the United States allows professionals to box in the Olympics. And actually IBA is
No longer.
like null right now, null and void. And the world boxing is taking over. But anyway, what happened with Tiger and the other Olympians was that the ones that were number one and were going to go to the Olympics, they went pro, and some of the other guys didn't have enough Olympic points. So Tiger was one that went pro, along with Keyshawn and Troy and some of the other guys. They didn't have enough Olympic points, and because of COVID, we couldn't have the Olympic trials or the Pan American Games. So we had to call our pros back, the ones that went pro, that were going to be the Olympians, and that's how they were able to compete in the Olympics.
But no, Tiger waited it out though.
No, he did. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah,
he did
Tiger
wait
waited
it
it
out.
out.
You're right. Yes, I was
Yeah,
going to say, correct
Tiger
me if
waited
I'm
it out.
wrong on some of this. Everything
Yeah.
runs together for me.
Yeah.
COVID was a crazy, crazy time for us. It was very emotional, very, very taxing for sure. So Tiger did wait it out. Yes, he did. Some of the other
Yeah.
ones did not. But so they were
Yeah.
called back to come back. And that's the only reason why we had pros in the last Olympics. But you won't see it again with the United States.
Man, I spent the whole year telling Tiger to be patient. I'm like, just wait.
I'm
I'm
glad.
like, just see
I'm
what's
glad
gonna
you
happen.
did.
See what's gonna happen. See what's gonna happen. But he ended up waiting it out. He was happy he did, because he was ready.
Yeah, no, he was, and he did amazing. Boxing pound for pound, yes. Better Beav is commentating for amateur tournaments. Yeah, for IBA. So there are some countries that are still with IBA. I mean, there's so many things I can't talk about. But I would just say that we are going to the Olympic trials, and we will be at the Olympics, and we'll just see what other countries will and will not. But yes, Knight Rider, that's not true. Pros do compete in the Olympics. They do.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
But
they did.
But most of them only be having like no more than like 7 fights. I feel like.
Yeah, 7 to 10. So it used to be 10 was the cutoff with boxing. Like you could only have 10 pro fights, but now it's open. Like whatever, you can have as many as you can. But I mean, I don't know about basketball or any other sport, but aren't there basketball players that are professional that are in the Olympics?
I feel like every yeah, they be professional in the Olympics for sure.
But it's boxing. Yeah, yes, they are done. They are really done. 5900, ask PJ who are his top 5 fighters active right now. That's a great question.
Man, Tiger.
Absolutely, of course.
Dante Benjamin, Terrell Goucher, and Bud, probably Bud and
Yeah.
Shakur.
You Bud Crawford.
Yeah, Bud
Okay.
Yep.
and Shakur. So
Absolutely.
my three that I'm training. Hold on, time out. I got Abdullah Mason is a dog too, and he from Cleveland too. So I gotta
Yeah.
go. I gotta
Okay.
I gotta take Shakur out, man. I gotta have my Cleveland guys, and then I got
Okay. I
and
respect
then
that.
I got Bud.
Okay.
But if
All
I could
right.
give a list without my hometown guys, Bud for me is my favorite. Bud for me, and I got to fight him when I was
For sure.
16. So
For
Bud,
sure. Wait, you said you
Shakur,
got to fight him when you were 16?
I fought Bud, Danny Garcia, I beat Luke Campbell. I
Okay,
fought
hold
Gary
on. Hold
Russell,
on.
Rico Russell.
We got to backtrack. We got to hear about this. We got to hear about this. So
This
you
was
fought Bud, and let's talk about
He
it.
beat he beat me, but it was you ask him, he tell you
No, I'll ask.
we
No,
had a
yeah.
we had a great fight. He said he gonna find the tape and send it to me. He been saying
That's
that for
all.
like
No,
a
and he
year.
will too. He is so.
Yeah, but he said but we we had a banger too. He turned left-handed. So I'm like, oh shit. He started giving me problems. But yeah, we fought when we was like 16.
so this was at the amateur level.
Yeah, amateur level. Yeah,
Mhm.
I love it. I love that.
yeah.
And what
Yeah.
weight? 135.
It was 125. I think we fought 125 or
Oh,
132.
125.
125.
125 or 132. One of them. We were like 16 years old.
Probably 132, maybe. I don't know, 125 because I think it was
At
120.
16, it was probably 25.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah, that's
25.
true.
Yeah, but
So
I got
boxing pound for pound Jackson, Roy Jones Jr. is having cocktails with IBA chairman. Yes, I know. You know why? He has a flat in Russia. And that's all I'm going to say. And he went on his Instagram and was rallying for them. But that's all I'm going to say. Knight Rider would actually love to see pros compete in the Olympics. Well, then what about these guys that are trained, these young kids coming up, training year after year, going through the system, sacrificing every single holiday and working their asses off, and then they just get bumped off for these pros that want to take their spot? Absolutely not.
and
Absolutely not. What do you think about that, Crystal?
I think it's a journey. I think once you you decide to go pro, you are now pro. You're no longer amateur, and I think the Olympics is good for the amateurs. Allow them to get the sponsorships they need, the fights that they need to build their career later. If we do away with that amateur journey, it would be very difficult for them to turn pro. They will not get the fights that they need. They will not have the training camps that they need, nor the networking amongst
yeah,
the
and
coaches.
and also I feel like if we take the amateur circuit away, I feel like it would like who's gonna know who like you not proof like you could go off of Instagram or whatever, but you gotta like when you a top amateur in the world or even in your country, like you already got the notoriety. You already got eyes on you. So how we supposed to put eyes
Absolutely.
on you and watch you through the years if you know what I'm saying? It don't make sense.
Yeah.
None of that makes sense to me.
Well, and the thing is too, and I'm going to talk about the financial part of it. Like we all know boxing is a poor man's sport. Okay? So these kids when they come to us, most of them, not all, they come from not much
They
financially.
come
So
from the
these
trenches.
pros that yeah, they've been making these hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars so they can do so much more. So these kids have no chance, like, but except for their talent. So it's like it's not fair. Like I don't like it at all. I think the way we do it is the way it should be. um so boxing pound for pound Jack says, also does world boxing have the financial backing of IBA? They're presently doing tournaments with 120. Yeah, you know what, look, I can't talk too much about it. I'm just going to say that the reason why this all happened was there was some illegal stuff going on. Obviously, they have some financial backing. Many countries, I think it's almost 80% now, have gone to the world boxing. and have left IBA. I can count on one hand the countries that have not. It's all going to play out. You know, we got to do things right. If you go back in history and look at some of the Olympics, there were certain countries that won many gold medals, and then we see who the presidents were and who was behind it, and we see what countries they're from, and then we can see the corruption. I mean, even with some of our American fighters that lost, you know, in the finals for the gold medal rounds, there was a lot of politics, and it's time to clean up the sport. That's all I got to say.
Because it's been like that for a very long time.
It has, and it's time for it to change. So pound for pound, Jack said also IBA supposedly has a middle. Like, I can't talk about what I know and don't know, but yeah. I'm not gonna go there either. We need government funding for world boxing. Then, if you guys need to compete with IBA, because ultimately that becomes a popularity contest. Actually, we're not competing with them. Actually, we are going the path of the IOC. We are going to all the qualifiers, and we're going straight to the Olympics. There are 3 qualifiers, and we are going to the first one in Chile, and hopefully the only one that we have to go to in October, I believe, or the 1st of November. We're good. We're really good. Let me see. For the whole panel, I see an interview with Floyd on Fight Hive. He was asking for them to bring back headgear, pleading, how do you guys feel about that? So what do you think about that, Crystal? Do you think that headgears need to be brought back for the men in the Olympics? No, for the amateur. So when we go to international tournaments, or and obviously the Olympics, the men do not wear headgear. What do you think about that?
I can see both sides of that. Honestly, at that level, they have a lot of experience, right? I know that there are people dying in the sport. I want to be very careful how I state it, because I don't want to sound rude or uptight. But at the same time, I understand where he's coming from. We want to protect them, but this is the life they chose. This is the sport they chose. The same with the football. They get concussion. In football, they wear a helmet. Basketball. These are contact sports. This is the risk we are willing to take to be great in their minds. So I'm okay with no headgear. Yeah. I wish they make it the same, so that our female fighters have the same.
Right.
That would be more of my conversation, as opposed to should they or should they not. Let's make it the same for both male and female.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I don't know. Do we lose you, Coach PJ? I think we lost him. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, so we have some different opinions here. Yeah, to headgear, no to headgear. I personally, like, in the beginning, I was like, I really wanted the headgear, but now I'm okay without the headgear. And our guys, like, we know the next level, the next step. So we know that American fighters, once they go to the Olympics, they immediately go pro. I mean, all the countries know that. Like, other countries, their amateurs stay in the program, and they might go to 2 or 3 Olympics. So because our guys go immediately into the pros, I believe that they need to get used to not having the headgear. In my opinion. Yeah. So, and our guy, I mean, we train them to slip, to roll, to lean back, to move their head, which is very important, because sometimes I think when you have a headgear, it gives a false
sense of protection.
Absolutely. So I think it's okay right now. I think we should leave it the way that it is. Daniel, so NICA was having a storm in Florida. They're having like hurricane season and a lot of storms and stuff. So her internet was not doing well. We hate she's not here, but that's what it is.
Hopefully she'll be back next week, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. She'll be back next week for sure.
Or maybe Monday.
Yes, maybe she'll pop on again. Yeah, 5,900 is a sense of security, I believe. It's kind of like, you know, you cover your eyes and you're invisible, you know, when you're a kid. I think it's kind of the same thing. Boxing Pound for Pound Jack said, as a boxing fan, I would like to know a pathway for Eastern Soviet bloc participants and Russian participants to enter the Olympics moving forward. I don't think leaving them out isn't fair. You know what? I agree with you. Like, I feel really bad. I do. I feel bad for them because of their government and the political climate that we're in. They are being left out. And I don't know how to resolve that. Because you know what? I mean, think about it. Maybe some of us voted for Trump. Some of us voted for Biden, but we're all clumped into the same category because we're Americans. I mean, I've been all over the world, and everywhere I go, they have something to say because they put us all in the same category. And it's not fair, but it is what it is. And that's the same thing that's happening in boxing. You know, it's not fair. I don't know. What do you think about that, Crystal? Leaving them out. Should we leave them out? Should we not leave them out? It should be like on a, you know.
I think they need to have a path, but it needs to be an appropriate path, right?
Yeah. I don't know what the answer is. Life's not fair. I mean, it's really not. I mean, in the pros and the amateurs,
never fair. Nothing is fair.
It's not. It's really not. It's not fair at all. So I don't know. But so before our guest came on, we were talking about the Shakur and the Haney, like, you know, feud. And we were talking about how whether or not, you know, it's kosher for them to be talking the way that they are. I think we both agreed that in history and time, I mean, it's always been that way. You know, I mean, you mudsling, you do this and that. And yeah, I mean, we don't like it whenever they involve the family, but I mean, Mike Tyson was talking about eating children and you know, it's I don't know what's right, what's wrong.
You know, they are fixing to do what they do, right? And if nothing else, they are building a fight, right?
Yes.
So they will take it to a ring. If we win someday as fans, both of them will be in the ring together. Then what?
Yeah.
Who you got?
Exactly.
Shakur or you have Devin?
Yeah, exactly. And these are two top guys. We want to see. I don't think they have to build the fight. I don't think it's going to happen soon. But no. I don't think that they have to build the fight because I'm already intrigued. I would already be intrigued in soon, like a year. Like I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm intrigued. You know,
and that's what they say about Bud and Spence, right? They don't have to build the fight. The fight already built itself.
Absolutely.
So we are back 5 years ago with Shakur now and Devin in the same suit. Well, not same, similar shoes as Bud and Spence were at one time. So eventually this will come to pick a side season. Who you pick?
Absolutely. Pick a side season. Absolutely. And so what are your thoughts on, so we all saw whenever Bud was fighting and he looked out into the audience, he saw Charlo and, you know, he said what he said. And yeah. You're next, bitch. You're next. And so now we have Charlo and Canelo fighting, and he wants to take the winner. And some people are like, that's ridiculous. Like, oh my gosh. What do you think?
I don't think it's ridiculous at all. If that's what Bud wants, feed that man. He hungry. He's 35 years old. Let him make the choice he wants to make. Feed him the winner. And to be fair, I have Bud. I say
Me
Bud
too.
takes them both.
Yeah, same.
So
Same.
I think Canelo will give him a better fight, but I think he will take them both. And I stand
Yeah.
on it.
Absolutely, I do too. And why not? He said many times he's not going to stay here forever.
No.
He's going to do what he has to do. He's going to be done, and he's going to do other things, which is very smart. Because then we have these other fighters, other champions that we've talked about that want to stay in the game forever or years after they shouldn't, and their legacy has changed. He doesn't want to change his legacy. He wants to go out on his shield, the winner, the champ.
Right. The champ that he already is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bud should fight the winner of Canelo versus Charlo. Absolutely. And he's going to. He's already said it.
That's
And
what
we
he
know
wants.
how confident he is. And he will do it. And he will win. And this time, I'm going to Vegas to bet. I'm putting some money down.
Well, Bud said it himself, and many people are questioning, is it possible for him to go to 168? He is a 147 pounder, and he's moved up to this weight class. Let me tell you, he walk around heavier than that. He
Exactly.
may not have to cut the weight that he had for 147, but let me tell you, confidence take him a long way. That confidence for the team.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, too, is that, I mean, I'm sure many people have, but I've seen Canelo and I've seen Bud, and there's not much difference. People think that Canelo is so much bigger. No, they're about the same size. They're about the same height and the
5'8".
same width.
Yep.
Yes.
Canelo is small for a 168. He's just a little bit broader.
Small.
He broader.
Absolutely. Yes. Knight Rider, I don't know what you're talking about. Are you serious? I don't know.
Are you serious? What?
Maybe you're talking about that boxing pound for pound. Jack said Bud 55, Canelo 45. I don't know, but let's talk about that because I'm with him. The physical dimension of both fighters make that possible. I wouldn't want Crawford to fight a Benavidez. Benavidez is tall, and he has fought a Benavidez. He has fought a Benavidez.
He did.
But Canelo is not tall. He's about the same height.
They will say he has power.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did. He said that. Absolutely. If Canelo would win, would he get credit, though, Bud moving up from 47? Of course he would. Yes, he would.
I think so. He's the fastest man on the planet right now. And Canelo, the face of boxing, they say.
Yeah.
What happened next? You take number one pound for pound, and you set it in stone.
Yep.
They're the only two that the folk is arguing over. Who is number one pound for pound? You will have one side of the earth, they will say Canelo. The other side of the earth, they will say Bud.
Yep. That's
Put
true.
it in the cement.
That's to me, that's like the mega fight. And now, whatever you want to do it. Nobody can say nothing. I mean, we've already known it. We've already believed it. We've already known what a badass he is. And after that.
And if Charlo win, we want him too.
Absolutely.
Give me him first. That's fine.
I agree. Yeah. Haney versus Shakur. Knight Rider, I kind of have to agree with you. I do. But okay.
That will be a very technical fight.
Very technical. And for people that aren't into technicalities in boxing, it will be a snooze fest. It'll be boring. There's not going to be any knockouts. It's going to be purely technical. But, it is what it is. So Saturday on the 2nd, we have Chris Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith. And we have B&B working Chris Eubank Jr.'s corner. And by the way, happy birthday, Coach Red. Today's his birthday. It's Thursday here. It's Wednesday there.
It's the Wednesday.
But happy birthday to him. And then we also have Michaela Mayer on the card.
And Teal.
Yes, we do. And we also have Gold medalist Lauren Price,
Yeah.
who's from England here. So it's going to be good. And I'm trying. The kids and I really want to go. So we're going to see how we can get there. It's like an hour and 20 minutes away from us. We're in Sheffield, and that's in, where is it? Manchester. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get there. How are you adapting to the time change? Well, it is almost 3 o'clock in the morning, and my day starts at 7. But
Wow.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm used to this. I'm used to traveling and doing what I have to do. You know, so all is well. All is good. So boxing pound for pound, Jack says I see Liam Smith winning a points decision in Manchester. Eubank ain't winning a decision in Manchester, ladies. You know what? Maybe not, but I'm going to go for the home team. Even though he's not from the USA, his coaches are, so I'm gonna have to go for them. What do you say, Crystal?
You know, this is a tough one. This is a rematch.
We know what happened in the first.
Yeah, both of them are past their prime at this point. So I almost have to agree probably with boxing pound for pound, unless B&B are able to help or assist Mr. Eubank. But, you know, to be fair, when you're coaching for the first time, one lad, it's so difficult to make those connections.
And what, a 4-week, 6-week, 8-week max camp?
And I know they will do their best. There's no doubt about that. But will they get the win for him? You're right. I don't know that he will get a decision there in the Manchester. I believe that is probably a little bit unforeseen, unless he do something spectacular. And I hope he do. But I can see it going to decision via Liam Smith. I don't think that's out of reach.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know,
Knight Rider, go Bud versus Triple G first.
Okay, Knight Rider, keep on riding, bro.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think so either. I love Triple G. I don't want to see him get beat up.
Yeah.
I don't. But you know what? I just want to thank you so much, Crystal. And I'm so sorry that Nika, she's having a storm. I'm going to call her after this to make sure she's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for Coach PJ coming on. That was really awesome. And until next Wednesday, any last words, Crystal?
Thank you to everybody. Thank you so much again for having me on the show. It's growing on me.
Our pleasure. It's so fun.
It's a joy. It's a joy. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank y'all so much. Thank you for everybody in the chat. And thank you for everybody that tuned in. And we love to love you. Have a good night.